Well, hello, lovelies, lilies, lords, lads, dudes, sugar mountains, sugar laurels, sugar lily. All right. Master Nature, do you know it's pronounced Moscow? Moscow, not Moscow. You effing. Well, you know what you are. Thanks, English Stanley. Thank you. Well, I'm just pointing it out for you. Okay, don't take the piss. Don't take the piss. Master Nature, you know what? I'm developing a new navigation system for the maps for Google, and when you Google, when you take a wrong turn, it's gonna say this. Where are you going, asshole? Are you taking the piss? Make a U-turn. Okay. That's patent pending. Okay, so none of you assholes can steal it. All right. Lovely English Stanley. Hey, when are you gonna merge back in with regular Stanley? I don't know, asshole. I guess as soon as he gets back from chasing Ashley from on the plains of Mankato. All right, you asshole. Stop taking the piss. All right. And by the way, they're called crisps over here. They're not called potato chips. They're called crisp. Well, you know what you are, Master Nature. Oh my God. All right. Well, what are we doing today, guys? I don't know, but I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful weekend with some beautiful coffee and maybe something else to go along with that. I don't know. But, let's see what kind of trouble we can get into today. The possibilities are endless. Look, they're endless. Okay, right there. Oh my God. Are you feeling the tingling, guys? Do you feel the tingling? Oh my God. Yeah, Master Nature, the ass is tingling, waiting for you to get on with the goddamn video. All right. Thanks. All right, guys. Supplement 189. Let's check this out. This is about Brian, of course. 20-year-old female. I'm guessing she was an undergraduate student. Let's see. March 2nd, 2023, 2:53 p.m. I spoke with her at the MPD in reference to Brian being her TA in her class at the Washington State University. She provided the following information during our interview and later emailed screenshots between her and Brian. Oh boy. Always keep those text messages. Yeah. Brian was only in class every few weeks and sometimes only for half of the class. He never seemed to talk or communicate with any of the students in class. Brian would sit in the back of the class near where she would sit. Brian always seemed to be staring at her when she would look up. Brian graded harshly and gave her a C in the class. She stated, "I don't get C's." Later, her professor, Mr. Magoo, Dr. Magoo, changed it to an A, agreeing with her that he graded unfairly. Oh, here we go, guys. See, they cry and they moan and they bitch and they whine. Oh, I don't deserve C's. I deserve an A. Ugh. Before talking with she emailed Brian concerning her grade. She stated his comment was, "Sucks for you." Now, did he really say that? Well, I don't know. Sucks for you. You didn't know what you were doing. Oh, I love it. I love it. Now if that's true, now if that's real, if that's what he actually said, okay. I gotta admit, that's a little harsh. Well, look, that's a little, yeah. I agree with that because you want to give constructive feedback, right? That's not constructive feedback. Okay, it's funny, but still. All right. She felt at times Brian would intentionally leave the class at the same time and follow her out to her car. And that's all in your head. On March 3rd, 2023, she shared screenshots of emails between her and Brian. I transferred the screenshots onto a compact disc and turned them over to MPD as evidence. And I'd like to know if they confirmed, yes, he actually said that in the email. I'd like to know if that's actually what was said, or if she was just being overly dramatic. Don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's that one. 190. Suspect 1. Oh, okay, we got We got different... What is this? Stalkers. Oh, stalkers. All right. Let's hear about the stalkers that we didn't bother with. Right, Moscow Police Department, Idaho State Police? Let's see how you didn't bother with any stalkers. Yeah. So we got a 26-year-old male from Moscow. Suspect 2, another 28-year-old from Moscow. Okay, November 23rd, 2022 at approximately 10 a.m., Detective Ryan O'Neill, Scarlett O'Hara and I, Detective Pal, review security camera footage from in their security room. A tip had been received that Kaylee had reported to her father, the mutt, that someone was following her while she was shopping, remember, at that grocery store, on October 14th, 2022. The footage was reviewed. The footage we reviewed was dated October 14th, 2022, and they downplay this. Let's see how they downplay it. During the review of the video footage, Kaylee was seen entering the store at 7:24 p.m. As she enters, she passes 2 males, and you can see them stare at her as she walks past them. The 2 males were later identified as Riff and Raff, Idaho style. Kaylee walks directly to the alcohol coolers, of course, and picks up a case of White Claw, or Zima, back in 1997. Zima. After picking up the White Claw, Kaylee walks to the self-checkout registers. Blank sees Kaylee walk past them and immediately starts to follow her. While she is checking out at the register, frickin' Frack stands back watching her from a distance. Yeah, that's not weird. Once Kaylee finishes checking out, she leaves the store and walks towards her car, which is parked in the far east parking lot along Farm Road. Well, I think every road in Idaho is called Farm Road, right? Right, Moscow? Anyway, Frack follows Kaylee to her car, but doesn't make contact with her. He turns and walks back inside the store and meets up with his other idiot friend. Yeah, no, that's not creepy at all, guys. And no, that's not Brian Koberger. No, right? People on the other side of the wall? Hey, people on the other side of the wall, did you hear about Brian Koberger stalking people to their cars? Oh, yeah, that's right, because we're attaching the narrative onto him. Remember that. All that you're reading here about other people doing weird shit, that's correct. But see, what they're doing here is they're attaching these narrative lines and putting them onto him. It's called substitution. And we did a bunch of videos on substitution. Yes, we did. Anyway, frickin' Frack finished their shopping and check out. As they are walking to the exit, they pass the self-checkout registers and both stare at an unknown female checking out in the self-checkout. I wonder if they pulled frickin' Frack into the MPD to interview them and to take DNA samples. I wonder if they tracked down frickin' Frack. I don't know. Anyway, Frick walks outside and stands next to the pillars in front of blank as the other asshole pushes their grocery cart to his vehicle, which is this. Oh, probably a white Hyundai Elantra. Okay. Once the unknown female exits the store and walks past Mr. Frack, you can see him start to follow her. They don't seem to be up to any good here, guys, do they? You're not only following Kaylee, now you're following another female around. She seems to be aware he is following her and does a loop past her vehicle and then walks towards the vehicle she came in. Frick did not appear to make contact with her and continued towards the vehicle. And what did you do with him? On December 1st, 2022, Idaho State Police Detective William Adams, that's Adams if you didn't get it the first time in parentheses. Oh, I hate you, Idaho, for not knowing how to write. You don't need to put his last name in parentheses. Okay. We got it right there. And I. Why don't you put I in parentheses too? Because that makes just as much sense. Interviewed blank at his apartment in Moscow, Idaho. This is a summary of the interview. If you listen to the audio for full details. He identified his friend as Mr. Frack. He and Mr. Frack will go grocery shopping at that store together on blank after school. At times, Mr. Frack will see a girl he wants to talk to and will sometimes follow a girl outside the store and try to talk to her outside. He will do this because he is really shy and doesn't want to be rejected in front of his friends. Right. That must be the reason, guys, right? Totally innocent. Yeah, but I guess it's called not having any social awareness. When you're following women to their cars, I think it's better if you try to talk to them inside the store where there's multiple people around and they don't feel isolated, idiot. What a moron. Oh, my God. All right. December 1st, Idaho State Police Detective Adams. Where's the parentheses? And I interviewed Frick. Frick has been a student at the university for almost 2 years. He goes grocery shopping with Frack every blank after school. I showed Mr. Frick a clip from security camera footage of him following around Kaylee out to her car when she was trying to leave. Mr. Frick agreed that was him following. Oh, yeah, I was following her. Mr. Frick followed her out of the store to try to talk with her and get her phone number. He was unaware of who she was, and according to him, he did not talk with her. The reason he followed her outside instead of contacting her in a store is that he gets embarrassed easily and did not want to be around his peers in case he got turned down. Yeah, that's a real good reason. That makes no fucking sense. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Doesn't. Mr. Frick stated that he's a moron. No. Mr. Frick stated that he should drop out of the university. No. Mr. Frick stated that after checking out that same evening, he saw another girl he wanted to talk to that was checking out in the self-checkout line. He waited outside by the pillars like the snake in front of the store's entrance until the girl walked out. He approached her and asked if she would like to talk, and she turned him down. Yeah, because you're a weirdo. Do it inside the store, okay? While she's looking at corn. Okay. And then, see, this is what you do. You walk up and you say, that corn looks really good. Okay. Do you like corn as much as I do? And then she'll say, get away from me, you fucking flick. My name's Corn Woman. And he'd be like, I guess you don't want to make any corn with me. Jeez. Anyway, he was unaware of the homicides that occurred until late afternoon on November 13th around 1 p.m. after he saw an email from the university. Mr. Frick denied knowing any of the students and had only seen them when a GoFundMe account was sent out to all the students. The night of the homicides, he stated he was in his room, as he rarely ever goes anywhere except to that grocery store and to the gym and grocery store due to his schedule with school. Wow, it must be some busy schedule. Taking 2 classes. No, I don't know. Mr. Frick agreed to provide a DNA swab. I donned, this is dramatic. I donned nitrile gloves, cow gloves, and used a sterile swab on the inside of this Mr. Frick's cheek. I transported the swab back to Moscow Police Department where I turned it over for evidence purposes. I then made a copy of the interviews, placed them onto a disc, and turned them over to Moscow Police Department. All right, anything else with stalkers? No. We just have a blank white page there. Nothing else. Okay. Let's keep going, guys. 191. Idaho State Police. Blank. Idaho State Police. 191. Let's see what this is about. Okay, after the wolf. All right. We got suspect 1, a 37-year-old male from Moscow, Idaho. And we'll see what this is about. Let me guess. He didn't do anything with this because he already got Brian. But first, a word from our sponsors. Alrighty. January 13, 2022 at approximately 11:44 a.m., Idaho State Police Detective Adams and I interviewed blank. The interview took place inside my vehicle in the parking lot of the Moscow, Latah County, Idaho, fucking wherever that was. Oh, so we're interviewing people inside vehicles. Okay. Did you record it? Okay. This is a summary of the interview for... Okay, we did record it. Blank stated the following. Why am I in your car? Okay. This person entered blank former apartment of blank in Moscow when the current tenant blank was not home. The intention was to retrieve a dresser he bought for her that she had left in the apartment when she moved out. Blank was arrested by Moscow Police Department for breaking and entering or unlawful entry. See police report. Hey, we're off to a good start. He was drinking at John's Alley Tavern on November 13th and stayed until 2 a.m. Then drove to the King Roadhouse. Then drove home where he lives with his father. He went to work at later that morning at 9 a.m. He agreed to provide a DNA swab. While wearing gloves, I collected one swab from the inside of his cheek using a sterile cotton swab. I placed the swab inside an individual swab box and placed the swab box inside an evidence envelope. Wow, we're getting really down to the nitty-gritty here, guys. And then I placed that envelope inside a bigger envelope, and then I took that envelope and put it inside a gigantic box and put a wrapping paper on it and a bow, and then I sent it to one of my friends for Christmas and as a gag gift. Yeah. No, I marked the relevant collection data on the outside of the envelope. I concluded the interview at approximately 12:03 p.m. and transported the swab back to Moscow, where I turned it over. He made a copy of the interview and put it on a disc and turned it over to evidence at the MPD, given to the MPD. Wonderful. Wonderful. And then what did MPD do with that? Don't know. 192. We zipping along here, baby. We zipping, baby. Zipping, baby. Let's see what this one's about. Suspect 1, Brian Kohlberger. And here's the narrative. Okay, KCPD Taylor requested MPD retain multiple items from blank. Blank's room and spare bedroom. Dylan or Bethany's room and spare bedroom located at the King Road house. Blank was blank's. Dylan was blank. I don't know. Of Kaylee, Maddie, Zen was roommates of the four at the time of the homicides. On February 2nd, MPD retained the following items from the residence. CMPD Supplement Report 140 for MPD processing. Okay, we're going to have to see that. MPD Report 140. We're going to have to revisit that again, probably. Okay, yes, we did see this before. This is from Dylan's room. Yeah, let's go through this, people. Handwritten note, my confession. I don't know. Maybe. A handwritten note, though, that was important enough to take into evidence. Probably showing her drawing of what happened. Pink and white colored blanket with red hearts that had blood on it. A pink and white colored cloth that probably had blood on it. Black and white colored Vans shoes. Don't forget that, people on the other side of the wall. Those were her bloody shoe prints, by the way. That was Dylan's bloody shoe print. you idiots. Red and white colored shoes, unknown brand. Black and white colored Converse. Black and white colored Adidas short sleeve t-shirt that probably had blood on it. Green and pink colored coat, unknown brand that probably had blood on it. Now, why else are you taking these articles? Why else are you taking these things into evidence and not, right? Because there's stuff on them. There's stuff on them. That's my guess. On June 8, 2023, I presumptively tested the items from report 140 with Blue Star, whatever, at the MPD evidence storage. I don't like that. I don't like that. You're not a listen. You're not a forensic detective. You're not a forensic lab technician. I don't like this. I don't like when they're testing evidence because they think they're smart. MPD evidence technician Tim Smallthing was present. The pink and white colored blanket and green and pink colored coat had blood on it. Had blood on it. The coat and the blanket had blood on it. And that they do DNA tests on the blood. I requested ET Phone Home Small Dick send the presumptive positive items to the ISP forensic lab for further testing. And what did they do? Yeah, did they test it for DNA? Did they test for DNA? And guess what? It probably had the victim's blood on it. One of them. Is that it? That's it, guys. There you go. Fucking great, isn't it? There you go, guys. Yeah, Miss Dillon, our prime suspect. She had blood on some of her clothing, and she also had a handwritten note there that, I don't know, could be possible confession or something to do with the murders. Or, I'm sorry, homicides. It was important enough for them to take it and for the defense to want it. Idiots on the other side of the wall. Yeah, explain that, morons. And I wonder if Moscow did DNA testing on those items, and they probably, if this was a real investigation, they would have found probably at least one of the victims' blood on it, because she is one of the prime suspects in this case, and there's no getting around it. No getting around it. 193. Hyundai vehicle data. All right. Who did this one? Mooney. Okay. It's a little different here. It's a little different. November 27th, 2 weeks after the event, at approximately 4:30 p.m., I received an email from Idaho State Police Regional Communications Officer Mary Conrad titled, ISP Contacts Statewide 2022. The email contained data regarding Idaho State Police contacts with Hyundai Elantra cars in 2022. I forwarded the information to FBI analyst Beth Sullins. On December 4, 2022, at approximately 1:08 p.m. at my request, Rico Conrad sent an email titled Plates from Plate Reader System to FBI analyst Beth Sullins. The email contained data from the LPR located on US 95 and milepost 425 NB Mika between the dates of 12/4/2022. All right. Yeah, okay, to 1:03 p.m. 12/4. Okay. Well, okay. 12/4. Well, what's the point of this? On December 4th, at approximately 1:15 p.m. at my request, Rico Conrad sent an email titled More Plate Reader Info, November 13th, to FBI analyst Beth Sullins. The email contained initial NB license plate reader data between the dates of 12/3 and 12/3. Okay, but what happened on November 13th? Make this make sense for me, guys. Why aren't we seeing November 13th here? I don't know. we're seeing December 4th. That's lovely. But that's meaningless. December 6th, 2022, at approximately 9:50 a.m., I received access to the Idaho sweat data, whatever, pertaining to all vehicles contacted by participating law enforcement agencies in Idaho. I forwarded the data, to sweat, whatever, file, to FBI analysts Beth Sullins and Maria Tyndall. Okay, great. Wonderful. Still is not, that's wonderful. On December 14th, 2022, at approximately 11:22 a.m., I received a list of 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra cars registered in Idaho from blank at the Idaho Transportation Department. On December 20th, 2022, at approximately 12:14 p.m., I forwarded the list to FBI analyst Maria Tyndall. So December 14th, 2022, we are still looking for 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantras, correct? Well, at least we got a list of 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantras. December 14th. Okay. I thought the switcheroo happened much earlier than that, but maybe. Okay, guys, that's it. Timed runs. 120. Oh, God. This is going to boil my fucking blood. I can feel it right now. It's going to boil my blood. Supplement 194 is going to boil my blood. Timed runs. What do these idiots try to do here? Oh, God. Okay. All right. Let's see what these idiots were doing here. And then we're going to leave it here, guys. And I know this is going to boil my blood. Yeah, the next one I have to preface before I stop. We're going to have to preface the next reading because it's not evidence of any kind. It's not evidence. It's a bunch of idiot cops in Moscow running around, wasting taxpayer dollars, trying to figure out how their narrative could work in the 7 to 8 minutes that they allotted because they went with Dylan's narrative, right? One of the prime suspects, they went with her time narrative. And now this is them trying to fit Dylan, one of the prime suspects' narratives, guys. Yeah, that's how stupid and messed up Moscow police did this. It's not a real investigation. Okay, guys. So yeah, I have to preface that before we get into the next supplement, which will come a little later. All right.